All right, 29-28, Indiana at the half. um, Obviously, a really solid start for the Hoosiers. They win the first three segments of the game, but Rutgers ends it on a 17-8 run there over the final 8 minutes to almost get the lead. But the Hoosiers do hold on to the 1-point lead there at the half. Really thought to start the game, obviously, much better energy. The defense, I thought, was really, really good early. I mean, I thought the rotations, the communication, the active hands, the active eyes, the active feet, I just thought we were really engaged from the bench, all the way to the guys on the court. And I thought what really seemed to kind of kill that chemistry and that cohesion is, as we started going to the bench, in part because of foul trouble and in part just because you got to give guys rest. But, as active as guys like Jake and Clifton are, they give up something. Demezy Anderson comes in, he can't contain a dribbler right now, gets lost if his man moves at all. And those are just limitations that you're going to have. Same thing with Evan Fitzner. He's not great in a game like this at getting tough rebounds. And he's playing hard. He's really running the floor hard, but still not giving you a lot defensively. And if he's not going to be able to step up and make three-pointers, which he's gotten a couple of good looks, a few he took, a couple that he just absolutely didn't want to take there at the end, he really just can't be out there because he's not providing enough. So, I liked what Indiana was doing offensively early. I thought there was a lot of movement, both with the ball and guys. I mean, guys off the ball really moving, and I thought that movement led to some really good looks. Romeo really was able to score in a variety of ways. Al Durham did a really nice job, curling off some screens, hitting some mid-range shots, and then driving to the basket. So those are the kinds of things that we need to do more of. Also really liked, Rob Finney's willingness to shoot it. He was ready to shoot. Now his passing at the end of the half was not good, but he's also out there with some crazy lineups. I don't know why coming out of that timeout you stick with Jake Clifton, no, not Jake Clifton, Jake, Evan, Rob. To me, on offense there, you have Juwan or Romeo in the game. And I get you don't want to commit a foul, but I would still want to have one of those guys in the game so that you can get a quality shot. So, look, to me, overall, it is a victory to be up one at the half. I know that with the way the game started, you would have liked for it to be better. But if you would have told me coming into the game that we could be up one at halftime, I would take it. I don't necessarily like the momentum and kind of the trend of the game right now. But this is a really big opportunity, a really big moment for these guys to define who they are, to define what they're going to do this season. Because they came out, they really had it. A lot of energy, forcing a lot of turnovers, but Rutgers kind of buckled down, started to play more solid, locked down on defense, and now we've got to respond to that. And, hopefully if we can avoid some of the foul trouble, play our starters more minutes in the second half, that's one of the bonuses at least is that, Juwan's only played 11 minutes. Justin Smith's only played 13 minutes. So on the one hand, you didn't get them because of the foul trouble, but on the other hand, maybe they'll be a little bit more rested because now you just have to play those guys as much as possible. And look, if they get an early third foul, I think you got to keep playing them because you absolutely cannot let, bad momentum get going here at the start of this second half. And so, hopefully the strategy here is let's buy some minutes with these guys, save the fouls there in the first half. Clifton got 4 minutes. Demezy got 7 minutes. Fitzner got 8 minutes. But I think you got to hope that you don't have to play those guys a whole lot in the second half. And so the starters, I think, are really going to have to show some resolve. And when the bench guys do get in there, they need to just go all out for a minute or two, and then we got to get back with the starters. So, it's I see Scott says, hey, Jared, McBob isn't going to play tonight. That's what Archie said. Archie said McRoberts wasn't going to play. But he did get out there. So, look, I mean, this is going to be a game that we were always going to have to grind out. It was never going to just kind of be as pretty there as it looked early. So, Rutgers punched us. Now we have to punch back. And there's a lot of, scheme stuff. And, I've seen Indiana switching a little bit more defensively. So I think, get back with the starters, get that cohesion going on defense again. But at the end of the day, this game is going to come down to grit. It's going to come down to toughness. It's going to come down to, on that last possession, when there's an easy rebound to get, and Jake and Evan are basically fighting each other for the rebound, you got to find a way to get that rebound, not allow it to be a possession for the other team as it was. Now, fortunately, Geo Baker missed the shot, so it didn't end up costing Indiana. But those little plays, Indiana has to make. They have to be able to make those. So, Juwan Morgan plus 11 in the first half. I thought defensively he was much better. So, let's see. I mean, this is an absolute must-win game for this team. I think, Indiana also 3 for 10 from downtown. The percentage, sadly, is a little bit better than what we've been shooting, but I think we've shot, outside of Fitzner, who now looks scared to shoot, everybody else has shot it with confidence, and that's good to see, and we need to see more of that. I'd like to see Durham get himself a few looks. Teams are going to be overplaying him now to drive and to pull up for that mid-range shot. Make him pay by hitting a 3, Al. Be aggressive. If Al Durham can be aggressive looking to score and he gives us that third option, it's so important. So important for him to do that. And I think, for Rob, he's being aggressive trying to create plays, but there in the second half, he's trying to create plays and he's throwing to Evan Fitzner or he's throwing to Clifton Moore. Well, that's not Evan Fitzner's game. That's not Clifton Moore's game. If he's got Juwan Morgan out there, Justin Smith out there, some of those plays are going to be a little bit easier for him to create. So let's see what this team has. It's all about resolve here in the second half. If Indiana has it, they're going to compete and win this game. And if they don't, this is going to be another difficult loss. So I really liked what I saw from the team early. I liked what we saw from the bench. There seems to be more enthusiasm. My key in the second half, the first few minutes, do they still have it? Or do they come out with kind of that wilted, slumped shoulders, lack of enthusiasm that we've seen at times? If they do, they're going to get run out of the place in the second half. If they don't, and if they stand up and say, we're not going out like this, let's do this together, then I think they've got a really good chance of winning this game. So join us on the post-game show. Ryan will be there. Andy will be there. Hopefully it's a victorious episode. We'll break it all down for you, and hopefully we're breaking down an Indiana win because we need one in the worst way. Talk to you all then.